So I've been hearing a lot about Archer. A lot of people saying he's amazing, tier 0, top tier damage dealer. He's free to play friendly because everybody gets him, and he has different options for his teammates. He's so good. And at first I wasn't buying it at all. I was struggling to use him myself when I first got him. And, you know, my initial evaluation was that single target damage characters are not that good in this game because there are pretty much multiple enemies in every single fight that happens in all the endgame modes. And especially Pure Fiction, where characters like this then almost become useless. And, you know, I was starting to wonder, you know, am I just wrong? Is everybody else right? You know, I talk a lot about Star Rail here, but I'm just some guy. What do I know? You know, maybe I'm wrong. So I did a little bit of a deeper dive, and I think Archer is very good, perhaps better than I was initially thinking, but there are a few big ifs that I will attach to that. You know, one is, you know, if you make the investment in him and his team, which, you know, should go for anybody, but I don't think compared to other E0s, it's quite the same. I think he requires more investment. And two, if you can learn how to play him. He's very hard to play, and if we're talking about him being, you know, free to play or even new player friendly, you know, if somebody just logged in to Star Rail for the first time because they saw the Fate event and they love Saber and Archer, he's a little tricky to play, and I think there's some learning curve to him. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it does make it a bit more of a challenge. So let's go back to my first point in, you know, if you make the investment, he is good. So when I say if you make the investment, every character needs some investment, but we're comparing him to the tier 0 highest level characters in the game. And when I first got Castris or Phynon, or, you know, most of the Herda, when I had them at E0 before I got their Eidolons, I slapped on, you know, some okay relics that I had laying around. I wanted to play them right away. I assembled their team together, and I was pretty comfortably able to clear endgame with them. You know, maybe it was 3 or 4 turns or whatever, but it worked. And then when I did invest in them, when I got better relics, when I got their Eidolons and everything, that's when you elevate to getting, like, my zero cycle clears, right? Which, you know, unless you're a sicko like me, that doesn't really matter. But again, we're trying to compare who's stronger here. That was not the case with Archer. I was getting my butt kicked when I first plugged him in at E0. I had the team and everything, but I really needed to make some adjustments to make it work. And even with the adjustments, I still don't think I would put him on the same level as Castris and the Herda, or the people at the top of the list. But I will admit he is quite good once you get there. So let's take a look at my build, and maybe we can see a little more what I'm talking about. So I do have him at E0 S1, as most people will probably have him, because he's free, and I'm assuming a lot of people got his light cone for free during the event where you do the 200 pulls. So it's not even like one of my, you know, E2 S1 characters that I normally have in my videos. He's just, you know, standard Archer. I don't even have a great build on him at this point. I've got my Quantum set and Rutilant. So his final stats, I'm not playing him for speed in this particular ability. Attack is 2800, which is okay. That's probably on the lower end, but crit rate, I got as high as I could, up to 90. That is a little tough with some of his builds, because if you're running his best teams, you don't really get any help from your teammates on crit rate. Most people are not running Sunday with him or RMC if you're running the best teams. And crit damage, of course, can always be higher, but he gets crit damage from Sparkle and other places, so it's an okay build. I think it's better than when I had it. When I had it, his like crit rate was 70 or whatever. And yeah, so pretty decent build. Then I've got Tribby. So I actually have E1 Tribby. So that is a little bit of a higher investment, but I don't have her light cone. I'm running her with Dance, Dance, Dance. And I've got her standard, the Poet and Bone Collection set. I didn't have to make any adjustments to Tribby. Sparkle, on the other hand. Okay, here's where we're getting into the investment thing again. So even having Sparkle on Archer's team, I think, is a big investment, because there's not currently a lot of other reason to have Sparkle. She's good if you don't have Sunday or Bronya, but I feel like most people have Sunday or Bronya, and if that's the case, you should probably play them on every other team over Sparkle. So if you pulled Sparkle just for Archer, that's already a huge investment. I don't know how many people did that, but if you did, that's already a big investment. The other thing is, for this particular build, to get the most out of everything, I'm giving her Sunday's light cone. That in itself is a big investment, not just for getting the limited light cone, but because I'm now taking this away from Sunday, and chances are you're probably going to want to play Sunday on your second team because he is one of the best supports in the game. So that's another big cost, but we're trying to do, I'm trying to make the best possible Archer team I can make right now. So when I pulled up Sparkle for this, I had an old build from back when I was using her during the Imbiber Lune days, and that did not get me anywhere. I was not doing well, so I had to completely redo her build, which is another big investment. I ended up switching her over to Sacerdos set, and even now, these are still not amazing builds. I have not been able to get her speed up to 160 yet. But I've got her running Sacerdos, and I switched her over to Penacony. It was either that or Lushaka, but I actually had better set for the Penacony set. And really the important thing out of this one is just getting the energy regen. And actually out of anybody, Sparkle's pretty good with the Penacony set because I'm running 3 quantum characters. So yeah, I had to not only have Sparkle, which is an investment, but I've got her with Sunday's light cone, and I had to completely redo all her relics. Then we get to Gallagher, and I also had an old set on Gallagher. I don't use him that much because I have all the other Abundance characters, but I think more likely that obviously everyone's going to have Gallagher, and more likely they're going to have him built properly or updated. And even now, I could do this better. I have him with the full Hackerspace or Messenger set. Some people run two-piece sets to get him more speed, but that's what I've got on him right now. I left his Broken Keel set on. I didn't feel like it was going to make enough of a difference to switch to any other set. Switching to Lushaka might be better for the energy regen, but I think we'll be okay. And then I'm running the Quid Pro Quo light cone to hopefully get some random energy procs on Sparkle and Archer. So I basically had to redo 2 different character builds in addition to building Archer himself to get this team to work. Whereas prior to this, I was getting killed. I was just getting destroyed or not clearing fast enough. Now I'm in pretty good shape. So I wanted to do a little demo to demonstrate my second point, which is that Archer is not very easy to play. So I've already invested all this, and it's not like I can just go in there and hit the full auto button now. And I'm gonna do a demo on Apocalyptic Shadow because this is the mode that everyone's like, yeah, especially Apocalyptic Shadow. Archer is amazing. And this fight in particular is basically designed for him. It's quantum weak, and the buff here available is, your character in position 1 gets the damage increase, and every 4 skill points you get 1 recovered. There's nobody other than maybe Imbiber or Lune that's going to benefit from that the way Archer is. So, and just ignore Huoho down there by herself. That's my secret Huoho build that I'm not allowed to talk about. Anyway, let's do the demo, and we'll power everybody up. Now, again, I'm just a guy. Maybe I don't know what I'm doing. I will probably make mistakes with playing Archer. please feel free. It won't hurt my feelings if you tell me in the comments. So we'll get Triby's ult out, start getting our skill points up. So with our current speed, we've got Sparkle going first, which is fine. That sets me up with 6 skill points, and I'm going to wait to use Sparkle's ult until we have 4 empty skill point spots. So we'll do that, and so now we have the space to do Sparkle's ult. And in this fight, when there's phantoms out, you don't want to target the main boss. You want to kill the phantoms. So we're going to pick them off first. I'm going to use Archer's ult so that we don't waste any energy gain. And that should trigger Triby, who's going to then trigger Archer's follow-up attack, and that'll actually get us an extra skill point mid-run here. Okay. So now we're set up to actually do a little damage. Get a couple shots in. Okay. So this is why Gallagher's good, because he can get you 2 skill points back while also healing everybody. And then Triby, of course, is pretty SP positive.
Let's play for a while. Feeling spiffy?
And then you can see Sunday's light cone. The reason why that's important is you see Sparkle we just got a skill point back, even though Sparkle used her skill. So that's really big for this. Okay, I'm gonna use Triby's ult so that we don't lose any energy gain for her. And we'll just keep blasting. Take as many of these guys out as we can. You see the target there, you want to kill the guy that has the target on him. Okay. I think it'll make me go again before the ult goes off. Let me get this guy. Okay, and then ult. Get the guy with the target. Okay, I don't want to skill yet because I only have 3 points. So remember that Archer's ability has his skill points get more powerful the more you do in a row. So if you're only doing 2 in a row, it's not really great. Okay. Alright, so now we should be able to do some damage. I'm gonna, again, hold Sparkle's ultimate until there's space for the points.
Let's play. Can you find the answer?
Okay, we got that. And we'll start blasting. I think we can break him. Yeah, we'll break him, and then that'll fill everybody's ults up again. So I'm going to use Archer's ult to start, which might kill him here. And then I'm going to use Triby's. Yeah.
Is it coming?
I'm going to use Triby so we're not losing any energy for her. Okay. Now, we're full skill points, but we're also injured pretty badly, so I think I'm going to use Gallagher's ult even though we're not getting skill points off of it. Just for survival, because I don't want to have to rely on Casters' talent. Everybody gets mad when I do that.
I'll go easy this
Okay, that should keep us alive. Alright, so we'll call up Archer,
spiffy?
and we'll start blasting. One more before we use Sparkles. Actually, 2 more. Okay, now we'll use Sparkles ult.
Let's play. Can you find the answer?
Okay, we can get a a little extra damage in here. It'd be real nice if we could kill him before the phantoms come back, but I don't think that's possible. But yeah. Okay, we do have to spend a skill point on Tribby to re-up her buff. But I think we'll be fine. Okay.
Let's play for a while.
Okay, so call up. Well, Archer didn't need calling up, but. Alright, we'll keep blasting. Oh, come on. We almost had him on that one. If we can somehow trigger Tribby to finish him off, that would be nice. Or I can just kill him with my normal basic attack.
In the mood for another beating?
Okay, so we're going to take a lot of damage next turn, so I'm actually going to spend the skill point to heal with Gallagher,
Time to mix things up.
and I'll use his ult
Nice, like a good
to heal everybody else up, because we're all going to need it. So we are about to take a big hit. Okay. Now hopefully we can just finish him off here.
It's coming. Are you rescuing? Let me go. You're spiffy?
Okay. So we should be able to finish him now.
Let's play. Can you find the answer?
Because we'll break him, we'll get the ult, and we'll be able to finish him off. So I think our final score is going to be 1659. Okay, we'll just ult right away. You know, say the, "I am the bone of my sword," and all that. I really wish we could just play the JP voice with the English dub. Alright, so final score is 3659, which, you know, that's very good. That is a very solid Apocalyptic Shadow score. Is it tier 0 good? You know what? I would say I would agree with that for a character at E0. Yes. That is a great score for a character at E0. And again, we're splitting hairs here because it's way more than you actually need to get your 3 stars. So maybe that's not even important. But, you know, it's the question of, is he in the tier 0 category? And it's kind of borderline for me on that one. But with the right investment, the right team, and playing him okay, I probably made some mistakes in there. That's a very good score. So let's move over to, I'm going to do another demo with another team, because I feel like a lot of people don't have Sparkle, but everybody does have Archer. So what if you don't have Sparkle and don't have the investment? Let's take a look. Okay, so I've got my new team lineup here, and I've made 2 adjustments. One is I've obviously switched over to playing Sunday instead of Sparkle. So, as I was saying, I don't think a lot of people have Sparkle. Obviously her banner just ran, so I'm sure there are people that picked her up. But the general consensus is that unless you're really invested in Archer, you don't need him. So I'm replacing him with Sunday because I think he is the next best choice, personally. I think there's debate on that, but I think he's the next best choice because he's getting you more energy, extra turns, and that's gonna mean more skill points basically for Archer. So plus of course, you know, his buffs and everything. Sunday's just amazing. So the one other adjustment I made is, you can see I've got Sunday at 135 speed, and I've got Archer at 137, which, you know, it's a little higher than 136, but it's effectively the same. So that way they're speed tuned together, so Archer can go and get a basic attack in to get a skill point. Sunday can pull him back up, and then he can start blasting. And again, with Sunday's Light Cone, you're getting the extra the extra skill point. So that helps in, keeping that up. So let's see how this team does now that we don't have Sparkle. And again, even though I don't have Sparkle, who's the best option, I still think this is a high investment team. I've got E1 Tribby and I've got E1 S1 Sunday on my team. I think there's a good chance you will have one of those characters, but I think a lot of free-to-play people might, or newer characters won't have both of them. So, this is still a high investment team. It's just, I think, lower investment because you don't have to have Sparkle, who's a harder pick than these two. So let's see how this goes. Alright, we got
peaceful repose.
everybody powered up. Okay, so Tribby first. Now right away we got to make an adjustment in our thinking because we only have 6 total skill points. So
Indulge yourselves!
that does affect our planning here. So like I said, I'm not gonna skill yet. I'm gonna wait till I get Sunday. In this case, I don't need the skill points, but I can get his buffs up before I start attacking. Okay, so let's start blasting. Get him out of here. Get our ult. That'll get us a skill point back. Get him out of here. And let's get some damage in. Alright, next phase. So you can see without the burst from Sparkle's ult, we kind of lose those really, really long strings. But that was still pretty good. Alright, so again we're going to basic, and then we're going to use Sunday to call Archer back up, and now we start blasting again. Alright, this should, I think, get Tribby's ult up. Yep. And we're going to want to use... Unfortunately, we couldn't get Tribby's ult before, so we're not going to get the skill point from Unlimited Blade Works. And that's actually big. Oh no, we'll get it. We'll still get it anyway, because I forgot. Her ultimate is also an attack, right? So that'll get it. Okay, but that's big because that was the difference between 3 or 4 attacks. Or 3 or 4 points. So... that could be the difference between having one attack left or 2 attacks left. In this case, I guess it didn't matter because the Apocalyptic Shadow bonus got us an extra point too. A lot to think about with Archer. Okay. Is a basic enough for Gallagher to get his ult back? I think it is. Okay, good.
Nice like a good friend.
That would have sucked if it didn't.
Indulge yourselves!
Okay, so again, we...
This smoke will watch over you, guide you on your path.
Okay. Blade works. I think we'll break him on this, so we should be able to end this phase on this run. Yep. Alright. And we're set to keep blasting.
This mortal will watch over you, guide you on your path.
Okay, we actually don't need Gallagher's ult yet. I think I'm going to save it for later, because we're already over skilling. Alright. You can use that to recover after. And actually, I should have waited for Sunday too, but oh well. I'm already messing it up. Yeah, because now that... Alright, I messed that one up. Because now Archer was not ready when Sunday called him up. He only had one skill point.
Is it coming? I feel that way.
In the mood for another beating?
Alright, so we'll get
Friends?
these skill points, and important that we heal because we're going to get blasted at the end of this. Alright, we're going to basic, and then Sunday can call Archer back up.
This mortal. Watch over you. Guide you on your path.
Okay, so let's start blasting. We're getting there. Aw. Just barely lost that guy. Oh, come on. That should have got my ult. Alright. I'm a little worried about Sunday dying at the end of this. Just a little concerned. Especially if he takes any hits here. Alright, Gallagher tanked a few. Yeah, this is going to be close. Oh no, okay, most of it went to Gallagher. Alright. So I think since our skill points are full, I'm going to heal with Gallagher and make sure that I get his ult. Oh, even that was not enough. Ooh, that sucks. Alright, well, you know what? I've got full skill points thanks to the light cone, so we'll just keep blasting. Ah, I couldn't break him. That's gonna be big. Well, I might be able to break. Right? Isn't that how that works? Alright.
Is it coming? I feel that way.
Oh, it's the other phase that breaks the, when you kill the guys. Oh, there it goes. I don't always fully understand how Apocalyptic Shadow works, folks, but that should finish it. I am the bone of my sword. Okay. So final score was a little bit lower, 35-7-7, but still really good. That's still very good. So, you know, it is clearly possible to play Archer without Sparkle. That's not really that big of a difference. But like I said, this is also still a pretty high investment team, or I think a lot of people would still consider that because of the E1 Tribby and the E1 S1 Sunday. So I want to do one more demo of what happens if we don't have one of those characters. So let's take a look. Okay, so again, I'm trying to be fair here and say that it's probably reasonable you will have one premium 5-star Harmony support character, whether it's Sunday or Tribby. I haven't talked about it. A lot of people also think Cypher is the best in slot. kind of maybe tied with Tribby. I just think Tribby's better for this particular fight because it's more about killing the individual Phantom guys. Although Cypher can be very good, but yeah, I think there's a reasonable chance, even if you are a free-to-play player, that you will have Sunday or Tribby. And for the purpose of this demo, I'm going to assume you pick Sunday because I feel like he's probably the more popular of the two. And I'm keeping him in there with speed tuned with Archer, and I've replaced Tribby with Ting-Yun. So everybody's gonna have Ting-Yun at some point. I did have to redo some of her relics. I switched her over to Sacrados. I kept her with Von Whack for now, or just to get her skill up quickly. And I did give her Dance Dance Dance, so I've taken that off of Tribby and given that to her. So that is the one adjustment I've made to see if we're still good even with that adjustment. So let's see how it goes. Already I feel less comfortable because of Ting-Yun dying very quickly a lot in fights, as has been the case since 1.0. But let's see what happens. Of course, you use Ting-Yun's skill twice to make sure that she gets her ult immediately. So you could also play Hanya as your 4-star. I don't like Hanya for this fight because, again, you're killing the Phantoms really fast. So I prefer Ting-Yun because it's more, the value's not dependent on the enemies on the field, right? And it is pretty nice to have the extra energy gain. So right now I'm actually going to hold the ult for Sunday because I'm going to get the ult now. So now I'll use it. And then I will use it after that. So we get the full energy gain. So I'm only getting a couple shots off now, but that was all before Flame Reaver even got a turn. Okay, so it's an interesting question of when you should use Ting-Yun's buff or not, because her buff's annoying because it's based on I believe it's based on the buffed character's turns. So if Archer's going a lot, he's going to drain that meter quickly. There's also there's an argument whether the skill point's more important or if it's more important to re-up the buff. You also have to factor in that using the skill will gain her ultimate faster, which in the long run helps. I think I'm going to basic attack that now, though, because Archer's blade stacks are almost full, so we want to make sure we get the benefit of that. And in the worst case, if he does go a couple of rounds without the without the Ting-Yun buff, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. Okay. So should be all good for our next blast session here. You'll see we are doing considerably less damage without Tribby, which is to be expected. And that will be a factor. Oh.
Thousand wonders to raise
Got
fight as one.
Okay, so Archer does have 2 stacks, so I'm gonna just forego her skill for now. I'm not 100% sure that's the right play. If somebody is more familiar with how to use Ting-Yun with Archer, please inform me. Alright. For now, I just want to get those skill points up. And, you know, maybe I actually had enough skill points in the long run. So maybe I was wrong. Alright. Let's start blasting. Ooh. He didn't die. Right. Yeah, so now it's taken like 2 whole hits to kill these guys. That's a big difference. Oh, that guy hit the target, so... Alright. We're also just generally getting less... You can see Archer has a lot of his blades just sitting there because... only Gallagher and occasionally Ting Yun are proccing them. Let's see, I'm gonna get 2 from...
We were supposed to attack yesterday.
Yeah, because the only way I'm gonna get both procs is if Ting Yun attacks right now, so I will do that.
Step up, let's see it.
Oh, right, but Gallagher's gonna get his second. Yeah, see,
Nice, like a good
a lot to think about, folks.
Indulge yourselves!
I could have Ting Yun skilled. So that was a misplay. Because now we have plenty of skill points. Alright. Back to this again.
This mortals watch over you, guide you on your path.
Can I break? I don't think I can. Alright, I should be able to break him. Alright, now I'm just gonna do it. Stop thinking about it. Because I want to get her ult.
Fight as one!
Can we talk?
Heard the call.
Okay, so that's pretty good. Whose turn is it right now? Sunday? Okay. I don't want to use Unlimited Blade Works, so I'm going to actually... it's going to waste a little bit of energy when I call up Archer now. And... we're just going to blast. We lost a lot of energy, but... it's fine.
You'll pay for that.
So, okay. We need to use 1 blade. Okay, and then we're gonna... Oh! I should have hit one of the guys and not him. Okay. And that'll use another blade.
Nice, like a good, my friend.
Oh, and we can use Ting Yun and Sunday's ults.
Indulge yourselves!
1,000 wonders. Fight as one!
This mortals watch over you, guide you on your path.
So we kind of get a logjam a little bit with, oh, I did it again. With the Unlimited Blade Works blades, because really only Gallagher's proccing them, sometimes Ting Yun.
I'll overcome the doubt farewell.
So we end up with extra blades. Alright, let's get as much damage as we can in here.
Let's be friends.
Okay, so I made this mistake last time, right? We did end up with plenty of opportunities. Well, Gallagher doesn't have his ult. Alright, that's probably a mistake. But I want to use those 3 blades that Archer has stacked. Again, if anybody is better at playing Ting Yun with Archer, I don't have a lot of experience with it, please let me know. I might have to heal Sunday, too, because we're going to take a big hit at the end of this.
Time to mix things up. I can't think.
And Gallagher does not have his
Heard the call.
ult.
The remedy is before me. This mortals watch over you.
Yeah, it's pretty bad
guide you on
that
your path.
we've only got 5 skill points here. But I think we'll be able to get 3 shots in, and maybe an ult before... see, I'm doing so little damage now that I took 3 shots just to kill one of these guys. Well, I don't have a choice on that one. Alright, hopefully we're not dead. Oop. Almost lost Ting Yun there. Is that enough to get Gallagher's ult? Maybe? Oh, so close. Look at that.
Welcome, customers.
Please don't die, Ting Yun. Alright, I'm gonna skill this time.
1,000 wonders to raise your spin.
I'm almost tempted to use it on Gallagher to ult so we don't die here. Or so Ting Yun doesn't die.
Doubt farewell.
Alright. Okay. I'm gonna use his ult now to advance him because I don't want to risk Ting Yun dying.
Friends?
And then you don't have to get mad about me using the caster as passive. Let's use that. Ooh, I don't even know if that's enough healing to keep her alive. It's not enough for him to skill yet. Ooh, I don't know, folks. Okay. Oh, you know what? I should have used Sunday first. Okay. We can actually end the sequence.
Trinity is before me.
I forget you can do that sometimes.
This mortals watch over you, guide you on your path.
Oh, but Ting Yun's not... Gallagher's not to get Ting Yun's. Ting Yun's gonna die. She dead, folks. Alright, we're taking 3 hits to kill these guys, too. Yep. Alright, sorry everybody. I had to use the passive.
Step up, let's see ya. Time to mix things up.
Better late than never.
Alright, can we break him and end this?
Doubt farewell.
I think so. Ooh, we are at the edge of our remaining action. Alright. Let's pop
1,000
these.
wonders. Fight as one.
This mortals watch over you, guide you on your path.
Alright, well, there you go. So, that one not so good. Now, could I have played it better? Maybe. Probably. Likely, let's even say. But, that was close. Because what is it? Is 3,300 the passing score for Apocalypse with Shadow? So we just barely made it. So, this is where I think I'm really getting into my point here. With still some investment. I mean, having E1 S1 Sunday in the team is an investment. And, you know, everybody's going to have Ting Yun and Gallagher, that's fine. And the Archer part is easy enough. But, you know, I did not have these problems with Finon and Casterus. At least I don't remember. I can go back. I think I literally have videos of me clearing with E0 Finon somewhere on my channel. So, but maybe I'll have to go back and check the tape. But he still got the job done. So we can say that much. And, you know, like I said, if maybe I could have played better and got an extra 100, 200 points out of that. And that would have been fine. But, yeah, so that is my Archer demo, and I guess in conclusion, yeah, Archer's good. It's great that we all get him for free, so there's nothing to lose if you want to try to build him, I guess, other than your resources. Although they did give us at least some resources to help level him up and everything. But I don't think he's your, free-to-play account savior if that's what you're looking for. He does take some investment with his team, and also just learning how to play him is pretty difficult. So it's just interesting because I think it's going to be a little tricky for people who just joined and thinking, oh, I've got Archer, I've got a free 5-star character, and everyone says I'm great, and then they plug him into the team and get destroyed. But I don't know, those people also aren't worrying about endgame yet. There's a lot of conversation we had around that. It's funny because maybe at some point I'll make a Saber video, but I feel like Saber is like almost the opposite, where she's not overwhelmingly powerful, but she's also like can kind of just do a little bit of everything, and she's also kind of brain dead to play. So like you could just go in and mash your skill and mash your ultimate, and you're good. So and of course she's the one that you have to pay for, but I don't know. Either way, I'm still happy that the collab characters are actually good, because first of all, in the very limited amount of collab characters we've gotten in MiHoYo games, I'm just thinking Aloy and Genshin is practically a meme for being bad. And other gacha games I played, a lot of times the collab characters are not good. They're just kind of like there for fun or whatever, which is fine. But I'm glad that Archer and Saber are at least like pretty good, even if I don't agree that Archer is top tier. So we'll end it there. If you enjoyed this, like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, all those good things, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.